Eunice Tony, and this is ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices Show. It is a show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. How have you been? You know, I keep asking you this question, and that's because I really care. I'm happy to see that all the time you always come on your set or on Facebook to actually say hello to me. And now that I mentioned Facebook, hello, Facebook family. I am so excited to be with you today. And you know what? I chose you as my WCW for today, Women Crush Wednesday, because I just felt like we've got as many as 25K people who we are viewing. So it's always very interesting for us to be able to see and appreciate each other. So I said, okay, WCW for today should be my 25K viewers. So you are. And let me just connect it to that for you to see that I really appreciate you. So just before we went on the break, I was talking to you about the WCW for this week, and there are no other persons than our Facebook family, our 25K viewers on Facebook, and I really want to appreciate you. I want to say a very big thank you to you for all your support and how you've always been part of what we do. And it's not been easy for some time now because it's just less than 2 years. We're able to build this organically, and I am so thankful to you all. So you are my WCW for this week. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you, my Facebook family. So this show is proudly brought to you by very responsible brands. Yes, very responsible ones. And first on the list is Chana Shito. A lot of you know already that Chana Shito is Ghana's #1 pepper sauce. If you want that taste that is spicy in your food, you just need to add your Chana Shito and you will definitely be feeling something different, new, and really unique. So if you haven't tried it, I need you to do that right away by picking up their phone number, call them. You could even start up a business with Chana Shito. Yes, it will really sell because people enjoy Chana Shito. And from Chana Shito, we're going over to Lizzie's tomato mix. And whatever it is you're preparing that needs tomato, you just need to use Lizzie's tomato mix. Jollof rice, stews, light soup, peanut butter soup, abenkwan, whatever meal it is you're preparing and you need tomato mix, please use Liz's tomato mix. And after you've used it and you're serving it, you box it with your Chana Shito and the taste will be goodness. All right, for my hair, it's Awo's hair. She's always prepped me up all the time so I look good for you. Awo's hair is able to sort you out whatever situation you find yourself, whether it's maybe you just had a baby and you feel like your hair is all ruffled up so you need a home service. Awo will sort you out. You need a wig cap so that you can just move on the go, change hairstyles as many times as you want in the day. Awo can sort you out. Do you want it bleached? She can do that as well. So please reach out to Awo's hair and get her to do something really nice for you. And my bright dress is given to me by no other person than Afariwa Styles. Afariwa Styles can be located on Instagram and on Facebook. You just need to search for afariwa.styles and you'll find her already made contemporary ladies and gents outfit. So you can give her a call right away or you just go to her shop where it's located in Osu and also along the container bus stop at the Teshi Rasta Road. So whichever way you choose to reach out to her, she will definitely set you out, okay? All right, so now that I've finished acknowledging my sponsors, if you're somebody who wants to come on board, you are very free to do so. Just call eTV Ghana Studios and we'll definitely help you out. So this month we've been talking insurance and business, and we have another very responsible brand that has been holding our back, and that has been Hollard Ghana. Hollard is into both life and general insurance, and they've been a very strong partner of ours for our insurance month. Last year you saw them, this year they are here again, and the relationship continues. So we're going to have another conversation around insurance. This time it's about women and insurance. You've asked several questions on our social media pages. We would find ways to be able to explain all of that to you. So before I introduce her, I'd like you to get to know what's happening to women in Ghana and across Africa. And that is on our 60 seconds update. So do stay tuned.
Authorities of St. Monica's College of Education in Asante Mampong have started providing counseling services to students who were kissed by the chaplain of the school in a viral video. According to sources, the chaplain, who is a lawyer, claimed that the kiss was to show appreciation and to honor students who are members of the chaplaincy committee of the college for distinguishing themselves. Principal for the college, Venerable Dr. Ochre Kranche, said arrangements have been completed for the affected students to be supported. Residents who were outraged over the incident are also calling for disciplinary action against the Reverend Minister. The women of South Sudan are demanding that they be promoted in the army, police and other organized forces so that they can participate in administrative roles and the policy decision-making process. On Monday, a two-day training on gender sensitivity for security sector reform was organized by Charity Aid Foundation in Wau. The Western Bar El Ghazal State Gender Minister Christina Gabriel Ali said to end all forms of gender violence against women, they should be included at all levels of governance, including being promoted to high ranks to administer military institutions. Jennifer Kujo, Black Queens midfielder, says it is disappointing that Ghana has not been at the last 3 FIFA Women's World Cup, despite being one of the best teams on the continent. In recent times, Ghana were eliminated from the group stages as host of the 2018 Women's Cup of Nations. The Gotham FC midfielder is, however, hopeful that the Black Queens will reclaim their spot in the women's game. She told FIFA.com that it's tough to see Ghana struggle now because we're always at the big tournament.
Alert, thank you. And I like the information there. We're going to talk more to Dorothy, who is already seated here for us to continue the conversation. Dorothy, please, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So just before we cut to you, we saw an ad that just played, and it had to do with the fact that Holland is now, you can now sign up through Jumia. And I think that's an interesting thing to be happening, because a lot of times people are looking for opportunities to be able to sign up, and maybe it's not convenient for them, but you brought it closer to them this time around. So through Jumia, you can also get, services for Holland.
Yes.
All right. So let's just get deep into our conversation. A lot of times people say that insurance is a social good. Some people also see it as some kind of susu. So in susu in Africa, or in some parts of Africa, we mean a situation whereby you just keep piling up money in bits, somewhere as an investment. That's what we understand as susu here. But she's going to provide clarity on it. Tell us, is it a social good, or is it susu, or is it a combination?
So insurance generally works in a way that we talk about a pool of funds. So what happens is that you have quite a number of people who contribute bits and pieces of a certain amount, what we call premium, and this is collected together. Now it's formalized by a financial institution called an insurance company who collects these monies. And then when something happens to somebody in the group, as part of one of the contributors, if something happens to you, some of this money that has been gathered is taken to help you out. So that's how the susu bit of it comes in. Generally, it works such that people contribute bits and pieces of money into a certain pool, and then for everybody who's a contributor, you are eligible for help if something happens to you.
Something happens to you.
So that's the susu bit of it. But when you think about it in terms of a social good, I mean, some people would say, I've been paying insurance, nothing has happened. So what has happened to my money?
My money.
Your money has gone to help someone. You may not have benefited directly, but nobody knows when something might happen to you and you would need that help. So as a social good, it's always there to provide for a help and a support and a cushioning for anybody who suffers a mishap or an event that causes them a loss. Yes.
And let's not forget that, okay, if other people have been benefiting from what you've been contributing to the pool, if it happens to you too, some other person's money is going to be used to take care of you as well.
Exactly.
So that's how come it's a social good. So we all need to, you know, get interested in insurance. So
and additionally, sorry, if insurance wasn't there, people suffered, had accidents or were involved in road accidents, and there will be nobody to pick up the pieces. But insurance is there to actually give them support. I mean, if there was no presence of insurance, this would have to fall on the society or the family members or people in the community to try and help. And if they are not in a position to, it means that person suffers or becomes worse off. But insurance helps these people and gives them some compensation. So if they are injured, there's something at least to attend, for them to use for their medicals, to get back onto their feet. And then if their vehicle is damaged, I mean, it repairs, and then they can go on with their business. So the burden does not fall directly on society or government per se, but there is that pool of funds is there to support these people who suffer these events.
Amazing. Wow. So being a women's program, our core interest is about women and how insurance affects us. So I'd just like to find out from you, Dorothy, why is insurance important to women? Let's be selfish here, you know, and see why it's important and why we need to get into insurance. Why should I get into insurance if I'm a woman?
Insurance is important in so many ways. If we're going to talk about the benefits, there are several of them. If you're a business woman, insurance is very important to you. If you're an ordinary woman, insurance is important to you. Because for every one of us, we are all looking at security and protection and how we can live our lives in a way that if something happens, we can move on. We can, you don't have to become worse off because you have suffered an event that was detrimental. You can always get something to help you pick up the pieces, or you can get something to restore you back to where you were, or you can get something to compensate or cushion you, at least give you some comfort to move on, even if you have suffered something that is unpleasant. So it's very important for women to be interested in insurance. In everything that you're concerned about, it has to do with your children. Insurance is important because you're concerned that your children are taken care of, they will have a good education, they will not become worse off. I mean, so in your planning, you're planning for your children, you're planning for your future, you're planning for your family, you're planning for your finances. Insurance is important to think about because then there's a risk element that you are managing, and that is crucial for every woman.
Okay, I like what you're saying here, looking at the fact that women, you know, are concerned about our children, the well-being of the family, to ensure that at least there's something to fall back on in case something happens. And this goes a long way to say that women contribute a lot to the household. However, in Africa, there's this belief, or our system makes it known, that the men are the natural providers for the home. So it makes us feel that when it comes to insurance, it shouldn't be our business. I mean, men are the providers anyway, so they should be the ones actually thinking about insurance. Not so?
I disagree entirely.
Okay.
I mean, you know, statistics, when you look at, it was interesting. I mean, recently I saw a survey with, I think, one of the international organizations had done a survey in looking at households that had women working. And interesting enough, Ghana was featured as one of the top countries that has a lot of women actually earning incomes and supporting as breadwinners in their household. Even if they are not the breadwinners, they contribute a large portion of it. And even if they are not the ones actually bringing in the bread, they actually manage whatever resources that come into the home to ensure that there's an efficient use of whatever money that is brought in. So insurance is crucial. I mean, it's not just about the person earning or the person bringing the money. It's something that everybody should be concerned about, because as much as possible, you want to manage these resources and you want to ensure that whatever resources that you have, you don't have events just coming to wipe out whatever funds you have at any point in time because you do not have a fallback plan or because you did not have a contingency. Insurance ensures that as soon as something happens, yes, you have money running and you're using for the home, or you're probably saving some money for some event. and then something happens and you quickly have to go and fall back on that. Or you don't even have the funds, you have to go and borrow. It makes you worse off. But once you have an insurance, because you just pay a little premium, that ensures that you have that security, that's a fallback plan for you. You can easily resort to that. And for every woman, you need to be concerned about that. Even if you have a situation where you are not the one bringing in the bread or you're not the one bringing in the income, it's your husband. There are insurance policies that ensure that if that husband or that person bringing in the money is not there, there's an income protection for you. There's something that ensures that, touch wood, should that person pass on today, a lump sum money can be paid to you so that your living is not made worse off because that person is not there. So insurance is crucial for everyone to think about, even if you are not the one bringing in the money to the home. It's crucial to think about it because it gives you long-term protection immediately when something happens. There are expenses that help you to pick up and move on.
Amazing. So just before I go for my next break, you know, when we posted the fact that we were going to be talking about women and insurance, we had a lot of people sending in their comments and their questions and wanting to find out certain things about themselves. You know, when we look at domestic violence, a lot of women suffer domestic violence. It's true that some men also suffer domestic violence. And if we look in our society today, it doesn't look like the government, or here in Ghana, we don't really have any insurance company that is looking into a kind of insurance, you know, against domestic violence. And it was like the main thing people were just hitting at. So it means that people are looking for something to be done around insurance within that space. So government, you're watching us right now. Gender Minister, you're watching us right now. Every stakeholder, you're watching us. This is what people on the ground are looking for. They want a situation whereby the insurance company will be able to provide some kind of cover for people who suffer, you know, domestic violence. But just over the top of our minds, how do you see this kind of request that is coming from the people?
So, I mean, generally, insurance seeks to give cover or give protection for unforeseen accidental events. Now, domestic violence sounds like often, it sounds very intentional and self-inflicted, and it has elements of criminality also in there. So as much as possible, what insurance seeks to do basically is for accidental causes and things that happen that are unforeseen events. But certainly there is sort of a cushioning or benefits that are paid out when somebody suffers an injury or becomes disabled, or is maimed. I mean, those are circumstances that insurance makes provision for. So somebody suffers any of those things, there is a means by which some type of insurance can be in place for them. It might not necessarily be labeled domestic violence insurance, but there is some compensation that is allowed and is paid out when disabilities occur or injuries occur or accidents occur.
Okay, that's fantastic. I'll be going for a quick commercial break. When I return, I want to make me understand the importance of insurance to a woman in business when we return. And you're welcome back to eTV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. I'm coming over to Facebook to acknowledge the presence of our Facebook family members. And I am seeing a lot of waves already from across the world. I'm seeing my wave from UK, Ismano Kereke, Afamo Kereke. I also see Latifa Usman. All of you are sending us waves from the UK. And from the United States, I see Ifimodo. You're sending your wave from the US. I see a wave from Turkey. Thank you so much. And from UAE, I see your wave. Thank you for joining us. And I'm coming down to Africa. What wave do I see? Okay, I see from Madagascar. I see from Sri Lanka. I see from Niger Republic. I see also another wave from Ouagadougou. Nice. I see from Togo, from Nigeria. You're all sending in your waves. Thank you so much. And in Ghana, I'm seeing waves from Accra, from Tamale, from Savlugu. I'm seeing another wave from Volta region. I'm seeing a wave from the Central region, Salt Pond to be precise. I'm also seeing a wave from Tumu. Yes, thank you all so much. Those of you I have not mentioned yet, I can see your waves. Thank you. I acknowledge. And then I'm seeing a comment here from Ajuba Amwa Kweku Kwe. She says, losing one's job is an unforeseen circumstance. So I'm wondering if there is an insurance policy for that. Thank you.
Yes, very much so. That type of insurance is what we call retrenchment insurance.
Okay.
Now, basically, you don't we in Ghana we don't have it as a standalone type of policy. What we have it as is a rider on what we call a credit life type of policy. So usually, if somebody has borrowed money or taken a facility from a bank and they are laid off, a retrenchment insurance comes in to pick up their repayments when they do not have a job. It picks it up for a period of time so that they are hoping that within that time frame, the person would probably have found another job so they can pick up the payments from there. But as a standalone type of insurance, currently we do not have it.
Okay. Right. Amazing. So before we went on the break, I was going to ask you about, the importance of insurance to a woman who is in business. I want to know, what benefits do I get to enjoy if I'm a woman in business and I'm getting to be involved in insurance?
So basically, insurance gives you, aside the fact that, number one, it provides you with some type of security or fallback with regards to the type of business that you're in. If it has to do with assets, for example, because business, you would have assets if it's goods or it's assets that you're using to provide a service. Those are part of your business. So there is protection for those assets. If there's a premises in which you're doing your business, there is insurance for that. Against fire, against burglary, there's insurance present for that. If it's a credit facility that you go and take, there is insurance for that as well, such that if you are, as I mentioned, there are some that in some situations where they, due to some reasons, the person may have fallen ill or they have lost, they are not able to continue working. It can do some repayments for you while the person is not able to conduct their business. So that aside the assets that gives you protection for, and the goods that you might be trading in, the premises where you do your business. If people come there, you have customers who come there and they get injured, there's insurance with regards to public liability that gives them compensation for those injuries. So once you're in business, even for business interruption, I mean, if you are not able to do your business or somebody supplying you goods or something happens and you are not able to do your business because these are reasons that you did not have anything to do with, you couldn't have helped it. There's insurance that helps you. And so for business interruption risk, for example, there's insurance that can be there to give you sort of like a compensation for the income that you may lose during that period you are not able to do your business. So for a businesswoman, insurance is crucial for you to protect not just your assets, there's even protection for even your employees as well. If something happens to your employee, they are they are out conducting an errand on your behalf and they suffer an injury, there's insurance for them. So you have group policies that provide group life covers for your staff, for example, if you have employees. So for a businesswoman, in every aspect of your business, if you talk to an insurer, pay your needs and what you do, there is something for you.
Okay. Now, per our needs, we are women. So it could happen that as a woman, I own my business. Yes, it's going so well. But at some point, because we combine family and business, we also need to give some kind of attention to, our family life. So here is a case that my business is interrupted because I have decided that I want to get pregnant. So if I get pregnant and there are complications with this pregnancy, so I'm not able to move around or to be hands-on, for my business anymore because of the situation I find myself. Or maybe because I want to start making, babies, I need to go on a fertility kind of treatment. So it could also interrupt the process of my business. I'm saying this because these are the kind of things that women experience. So in situations like this, does insurance do anything around this?
So there are several ways in which insurance gives support and compensation.
Okay.
Some of the things that sometimes we think insurance should step in and pick up, some of them are things that in a certain sense you say we are aware of when we have we're intentional about. So as much as possible, for some of these things, these have probably to do with your life and your planning in terms of your goals and what you want to do. As much as possible, what insurance really steps in to give you protection for is, as I mentioned, unforeseen events.
Unforeseen events.
Yes.
So we need to make that clear.
Yes.
So if you're planning a pregnancy, is not an unforeseen event.
Yes.
So let's know that. It's something that you intentionally want to do. If you want to go on a fertility treatment, it's not unforeseen. You've decided that you want to go on it. So
and interestingly
let's have that
enough,
clarity.
I mean, when you even talk about fertility treatments and those, even for health insurance, they actually exclude those things, interestingly, because those are seen as I think, aside the high cost of running those, they're also seen as things that are quite deliberate in terms of...
It's actually the reason why I have to ask it, because all the time women want to know what's happening around, our pregnancies and fertility and all of that. But now we have a better understanding. When it's intentional, it's not really supposed to be something that insurance is going to cover. It's more about unforeseen circumstances. Things just happen.
But the interesting bits about, except for in events like in situations of death, for example. So for death, when you talk about it in life assurance, that's why we say it's an assurance. It's certain that it would happen. Yeah. But as to when is where we do not know. So you can plan towards it, and there can be insurance for that. And with death also, there are situations where it might be due to illness, and so for illness you might have situations where they would actually do what we call underwriting. They want to assess whether you are not just deliberately picking the insurance because you know that a death is going to occur soon. So they probably would underwrite, or if they do not underwrite, you probably have to go through what we call a waiting period in order to be able to qualify for the claim when the event happens. But if it's accidental, usually for those ones, the insurance just steps in to give you the cushioning and the payout that you have insured yourself for.
Okay, so talking about your assets and your property, you mentioned it earlier. Not too long ago, we had a situation where a prominent actress in this country faced a not too nice situation where her house got burnt, and from her narration, she lost everything. And she didn't mention if she had insurance anyway, but from the way she kept stressing about having lost everything, it made a lot of people begin to understand that probably there was no form of insurance for something like this. So now it's happened. Does it mean that as it's happened, if she goes to an insurance company, is there a kind of fee that she can pay for something to be done? Or because it's happened, already, nothing can be done? So insurance is more about, you need to start the process before it happens. Is that what it is?
Exactly. As much as possible. You must, and that's why we talk about it with regards to your planning and your financial planning. If you're really planning your life and you're planning how to secure not only your finances, but everything that concerns you, you need to think about insurance. It's crucial. And to have it for your home, you'll be surprised what they pay in premiums. It's a very small amount. You get insurance for not only the structure of the building in which you live, but the contents as well. And they insure, and what they usually do for the contents of your home, you actually list out everything and indicate the costs at which you bought them. And then they do a calculation and you pay just a little amount for everything. So all that is damaged and all that is lost, the structure, including the content, will be paid for. There's a compensation that you can easily reconstruct your house and easily refurnish it and move on with your life as if nothing has happened. All because you just paid some insurance that was not even a dent in your finances at all.
Perfect. Let me go back here and see if we have any more questions from our listeners. Okay, somebody here is interested in something that is not very normal. The person is asking, okay, so if we are supposed to be involved in social good, how is the insurance company making profits? Is this supposed to be a question?
So it's an interesting question. Okay. So as much as possible, yes, it's a commercial venture, as it were. But first off, the concern is we are in a business of paying claims. I mean, if you're an insurance company, that's number one, what you understand. You should understand that you're in the business of paying claims. So when people suffer losses that you have insured, you are liable to make payments. The insurance company is also required to also put in risk mitigation measures for themselves as well. So insurance companies also are insured by what we call reinsurers. Okay. So all these are there to help support, to ensure that we are able to provide the necessary and adequate compensation when somebody suffers it. as well as remain as a going entity that does not go under.
Okay, so talking about who watches the gate man, so it means that the insurance company actually has somebody who's also watching over them and is insuring them as well. So that's how the case is. I hope we've been able to respond well to your question. So there's something really interesting I saw about one of the products that you have, and I really love the fact that it's actually, you know, the name is local, Mibambo, right? Yes. So we have a footage about Mibambo, if we can just link up to it.
Insurance there, a big man talk.
Mibambo, insurance made for you.
So it says Mibambo, insurance made for you. So how is this an insurance made for us?
So first off, we mentioned the name as being a very local name. The packages it provides as low and as cheap as 1 CD. For 1 CD, you can get an insurance cover. It comes in 4 packages, simple packages. There's a 1 CD, a 5 CD, a 15 CD, and a 30 CD cover. And for 1 CD, you get 1,000 CDs in cover. For 5 CDs, you get 5,000. 15 CDs, you get 15,000. And for 30 CDs, you get 30,000 in cover. It allows you to cover your parents, your grandparents up to the age of 75, and then your in-laws, your spouse. Allows you 2 spouses, interestingly. So
wow.
I always say that if you're a woman who has 2 husbands.
This is really African, you know, to allow it, you know, allow space for 2 spouses. It's really African. So it's actually insurance that is for us. All right, so I am looking at the 1 CD part. So let's take, for instance, there's this market woman who is into her small business and she wants to be investing 1 CD. And she's investing this into insurance maybe for maybe her mom, you know. So it means that if she's insuring her parents, you know, with this 1 CD, should there be an actual target? So maybe this insurance is for a fire situation or it's for their health. How does it come?
So Mbambo basically is a funeral insurance.
Okay.
That's what it provides you cover for. So for this market woman, all they need is to have a Vodafone SIM or Vodafone cash.
Okay.
And then ensure that their Vodafone wallet has funds in it. They should ensure they have 1 CD. In this case, she has to register first before she registers her mother. So it will be 2 CDs a month. She has to ensure her wallet has 2 CDs every month, and that will be taken. So once 6 months passes, as I talked about, a waiting period, she qualifies for a claim. But if it's an accidental situation and she's injured or her mother is injured, a payment will be made depending on the degree of injury. But if it's a death, we'll go ahead and pay out the full amount with regards to the funeral claim. So for Mibambo, it's as simple as that. If that, whatever package your pocket can afford, that is what we advise that you take to ensure that if a funeral happens or somebody, your loved one passes, there's something for you to fall back on to conduct your funeral without going through a lot of stress or having to borrow to be able to do that.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's for as low as 1 Ghana cedi. That's just what I like about it. So tell us, what other insurance packages are available to women?
So as I mentioned earlier, as a woman, there are several things you think about and you're concerned with. You probably have goals, for example, that you are targeting. Probably are looking to purchase a house, a land, a car, some type of assets. We have insurance products that are savings-based that you can actually pick and do this saving on a monthly basis. There's insurance for your family with regards to education. If you're looking to educate your children, you can set a certain target. If you're looking to have a payout.
Yeah, I like what we have on the screen. Big or small, will insure them all.
Yeah, exactly. So no matter what it is that you're concerned about, if it's a house, if it's your children, if it is your assets, if it is your car, whatever it is you're concerned with, we have insurance packages available. And as I mentioned, you have parents who are dependents. If a funeral happens today, you know that it is Unaso as you would have to be the one to carry the financial burden. You need to plan for all these things. So once you have these insurance policies in place, when a death occurs, you don't shake.
You don't really shake, yeah.
Yes, I mean, it's true that there's a loss has happened, but then there's a compensation to help you give them a befitting burial and not be distressed already with the grief that you're already carrying, you know, have the financial burden come to add to it. Once you have insurance policies in place, you can ensure that you carry out all these things without stress. And if it's an education, I mean, you're looking at certain goals or ages of your children, you can have an insurance policy that pays out for each of them at a certain point when you know that you will need a heavy financial outlay to be able to support them. Okay. And if you're a breadwinner, as I mentioned, it's important that you look at a term insurance that ensures a lump sum payout when a death occurs, either for the husband or the wife. There's a lump sum that's paid out to ensure that the family's living standards do not deteriorate.
Oh, nice. So I'll be going for another commercial break. When we return, I'd like to open the phone lines because I know that a lot of us have got questions for the insurance company that you've not been able to ask. So I want you to ask those questions when we return. And secondly, I would want Dorothy to tell us why Hollard is different from any other insurance company that you see on the roadside. So when we return, we'll ask those questions. Don't go away. Okay, and you're welcome back to eTV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. I'm coming over to Facebook to see what's going on there. So I have a comment from Ajuba Amwakwekukwe who says, I'm enjoying this session. Your guest is beautiful and intelligent. And then we have Courage Kosi Ameyibo. He says, very intelligent and a serious woman. Then Rashid Salifu comes back on what she said. He said, 2 husbands, pa. And then he's like shutting his mouth. Okay, if you say so, all right. Then we have Edie Nash. She says, awesome. Then we have a message from Cynthia Eiram Oferijumfo. She says, great conversation. So much to know about insurance. Indeed, so much to know about insurance. And we're going to be finding out from Dorothy right now what makes Hollard stand out from all the others. So tell us.
So Hollard is an international brand with very deep local roots. So we combine our deep local knowledge of the market with international standards to offer the very best in insurance to Ghanaians. And as much as possible, what we also seek, or what we do as a company in terms of our purpose, is that we seek to create better futures for everyone that we come into contact with. So we, as an unconventional and vibrant brand, consistently we are looking at new ways of coming up with products and partnering with different institutions to make insurance accessible.
Oh yes, and I like that. You know, we mentioned about the one with Jumia, and even I think there's one at the Malcolm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even our shell shops. If you go to shell shops, you will also find us there. So partnership is important to us. We want our customers to win. We believe in a triple win philosophy. Our customers have to win, our partners have to win, and Hollard also has to win. So we constantly we are looking at new ways of bringing insurance closer and closer to people and getting people to understand insurance is for everyone. It is not just for a certain sector or a certain segment of people.
Amazing. And talking about winning, you know, all around, I saw a win, you know, that concerns Hollard, and that has to do with your CEO. Yes, let's announce that win. Your CEO, Patience Achianum, you know, she emerged the African Female Business Leader of the Year, and she's a woman.
An amazing woman.
An amazing woman. So talking about win, yes, I see how you win. Congratulations to you, Patience. We are really proud of you as a woman. And the good thing too is that you're also the CEO of Hollard Group, and I mean that tops it all. And now it makes us to understand the reason why you believe in winning all around and making things a lot easier. You know, when women are heading affairs, you know, they are so concerned about what's going on, and they bring in new innovations, and it's really showing. Yeah. It's fantastic. So I said we're going to open the phone lines. So if you have your question, please, I need you to call in, okay? And let's ask her the question. The phone number is 0555 65 7278. So please give her a call and ask that question, and I need your question to be very civil. Yes, that's how we do it here on eTV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. Okay, we have a caller already. So hello, caller.
Good evening.
Good evening. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Please, I'm calling from Mawoshi. My name is Mamle.
Okay, Mamle, please talk to us.
Yeah, please. I heard about the insurance policy, but it's unfortunate that the network is not very good, so I can't see you clearly.
Okay.
But then I want to ask, if I want to do an insurance for my mom, at what age is it okay?
Okay, so the age you're asking for, are you asking about your own age or about at what age should your mother be to be able to enjoy the insurance?
Yes, my mother. My mother, please.
All right, Mamle, she'll answer the question, okay? And we wish your mom the very best. So please keep listening. All right.
So, as I mentioned, for most of our insurance policies, the life insurance works with age. So, as for our policies, the person should be at most 75 to be able to sign on to a policy. If she wants to cover herself and cover her mother, she can also do that. She can put herself on the policy and then have her mother also
on it.
Covered as well.
Okay. So at most 75. So if she's less than 75, she can be on it.
Yes.
Okay. So I hear we have another caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Hello. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Coffee.
Yes. Please go ahead with what you want to share.
Yeah, Coffee calling from home.
Kofi calling from Seshi. Okay. All right. So, Kofi, please go ahead. Oh, it's unfortunate that we've lost Kofi. So please, Kofi, try and call again. All right. Okay. So last year we talked about Araba, and Araba is this elegant woman in Holland who seems to be able to do a lot of things for people. I would want us to do a recap of what Araba can do, so that those who don't know Araba will get to meet Araba. See, Araba is beautiful. Oh. Did you see that lady who was saying that whether big or small, they can insure it all? That is Araba. John, could you please put her up again so people get to meet Araba? Okay, so let's say what Araba can do.
So Araba basically allows you to do home insurance and contents insurance, as I mentioned. So the actress you mentioned, for example, she could easily have just typed, had a chat with Araba and then had her insurance for her home as well as contents of her home. So once you you have the number, just like you have a conversation with anyone who's on WhatsApp,
That's
you type in, you just type in hi, and Araba will respond to you, and then you can have a conversation. She'll ask you details, you enter the details, and then she produces for you a policy document, and then also shows you how to make payments. She actually provides you with mobile money options or Visa options for you to actually make payments right there.
All right,
Hello.
hold that thought. I hear we have a caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Rashid calling from Techima.
Okay, Rashid, please go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, I'm really enjoying the program. It's enlightening and eye-opening.
Thank you.
Yes, and I've learned a lot about the benefits a lot of women get when they sign up to insurance policy.
Okay.
But my question to Madam Dorothy is, mostly the problems people have in general, especially in Africa and Ghana, when it comes to insurance, claims payments.
Late payment, huh?
Yes, claims payments. So I would like to find out what are they doing differently at Holland
Okay.
that makes claims payments or claims accessible, easily accessible. Yeah.
Wow, Rashid, thank you very much for the question. So keep listening or watching. She's going to respond to that question. So tell us, how is claims like when it comes to Holland?
So for Holland, for all our insurance policies, except for Mebambo, which you don't have like a policy terms and conditions shared with you directly, we direct you to a website where you see all the details. All the claim requirements are provided there, so that you are informed before you even purchase the policy that these are what we require at claim stage. So on all our other policies also, you have the same requirements spelt out. And so once a claim event occurs, all you have to do is provide us with the listed items, and then we'll go ahead and make payments.
Okay.
Or if there is for whatever reason, there is a challenge that you are not able to obtain the documents, we are not rigid. We can have a conversation and find alternatives to enable us go ahead and process the claim. As I said, we are in the business of paying claims. So once it's a genuine, a legit claim, we would do all that we can to help you ensure that we make the payments.
Awesome. They're in the business of paying claims. And aside that, she mentioned that they are into the winning business. Customer wins, Hollard wins, everybody wins. So that is what makes Hollard stand out from the others. And the fact that they are always looking into new ways of making insurance a lot more easier for everyone to come on board. Hollard is looking forward to a time where everyone in Ghana, everyone across Africa will be insured one way or the other. Okay, so if we want to reach out to Araba, is there a number we could text to?
Yes, there is a contact.
Okay, so while you're
number.
trying to pull that up, I want to say a very big thank you to all our sponsors who have made it possible for us to be having this program today. First, Chana Shito, Awu's Hair, Afariwa Styles, Lizzie's Tomato Mix. Thank you all so much. The repeat broadcast of this show is going to be brought to you on Saturday at 12 noon on eTVGhana. And if you are also on Facebook, just watch, the stream again and again and again and enjoy it, okay? And do know that Hollard is there for you to get you insured. So do we have the number now?
Yes, we do. So to reach out to Araba, you just have to dial 024 242 6412.
Okay, let's take it again.
024 242 6412.
Thank you very much, Dorothy.
Thank you.
We look forward to meeting you again.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. So, viewers, do enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you. Bye-bye.